Hi, I am Pratham. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the concurrency and the parallelism in JavaScript and how can we achieve multi-threading in JavaScript. So as we know, the biggest hindrance in the JavaScript is that the language itself. That is, JavaScript is a single-threaded language. And for achieving concurrency and parallelism, we use asynchronous operations in the JavaScript, which helps us to mimic the concurrency. But this is not actually a multi-threading application. But we can also achieve multi-threading in JavaScript. So let's discuss how can we achieve that. So here in JavaScript we have something like Worker API. Worker API helps us to spawn a new thread to the process. Like in the multi-threading application, we can spawn a new thread which do some other tasks without affecting the main thread, and that helps us to achieve parallelism and concurrency. But there is some limitation of the multi-threading in JavaScript. We will also discuss them later. So let's first check how can we achieve it. So here I have a script, the main script, which is just having an event listener to a terminate button, that is this, and doing nothing for now, and a start button, and a counter container, that is this, and a increment button, which is just increment the counter. So here I am going to run one more CPU intensive task parallelly to this counter operation, which is counting the number. So how can we do that? Let's check that. We have one more script which is run in a different thread. So we have to add an event listener to it, like message. So first discuss that how can we spawn a thread inside a JavaScript. So let's use a Worker API, a constructor which just takes a part to the script. So here I declare a new thread, but it is not started yet. And we can also send message from our main script to the thread script, and from thread script to main script. And here in JavaScript worker we have two types of workers. One is dedicated workers and second is shared workers. So in this video we are going to discuss about dedicated workers. So what is dedicated worker? Dedicated workers are the workers which is only accessed by the script which has spawned it, like its parent script, that is here a main script. So this worker can only be accessed by this main script, and in shared worker multiple script can access that and send data across them. So let's have a message listener which helps us to receive a message from the thread. And let's have it here, console, that we are receiving a message here. And for spawning a thread we have to call post message, which starts our thread, and we can also pass a message to it like hello. So here this main thread pass hello message to this thread, and now we can receive that message here. And let's try to print it, that are we receiving it. So let's start it. Worker is not a constructor, oh sorry, it will be a capital I think. Worker dot post message is not a function, will be capital M. Yeah. Okay, so here worker.js printing that we are receiving a message in the data that is hello. So this is how we can send data from main script to thread script, and we can also send that data also to the main script by post message. And let's just send hello name, and here I am printing data. And here hello worker. So if I start it, that it is printing hello worker, hello main, and this both runs in a different thread. So here one more important thing, how we can share data, that here I have passed hello worker. So this hello worker and this hello worker instance are not same. Here what does JavaScript do, that it creates a copy of this object and then pass it to the worker thread, and before copying that it serializes this data and then here deserialize this data. So now let's check how can this worker will not affect our main thread while doing CPU intensive task. So let's have a loop here. And just send this message to the main thread. Here I am using Stringify because serialization of JSON is faster among other serialization, and it is the best use to use JSON serialization here to make the data transfer more faster. And there are some also other ways to transfer data more faster, that is using a buffer, that is using a binary objects. So now let's here use just a JSON that I am passing a counter to here. In the main thread I am just deserialize it first, then in the data key we have a data, and now I am not passing any data to the worker. So also we can terminate a thread forcefully. So here how can we terminate the thread? So if thread exists here, let's assign it with null. If thread exists, then just terminate the thread and set our worker variable to null. So here you can see if I start it, it is saying that failed to execute post message on worker but required only 0 present. Type F. Sorry, we have to pass something here. So the message key compulsory, we can also pass undefined, but like this, but we must have to pass something here. So let's start the thread that it is counting, and now I am also increasing this counter which is running in main thread and this is running in worker thread. We can also call it in a background thread. So here you can see that this heavy operation is not affecting our UI, and it's just terminated here when I just click terminate button. So it terminates the thread, and still I am using my UI and it is working without any lag. So this is how we can achieve parallelism in JavaScript using worker API. And let's check how can we address errors if there is some error in worker JS. So let's have some intentional error. I am creating a C, that is an undefined variable here which is not declared yet, and we have to add one more event listener to it, that is error, with just a return error object along with the line on which we are getting error. So let's test it, and that is, it is giving error C is not defined, and we are getting this error here, that uncaught reference error C is not defined in the file worker.js at line number 2 and column number 3. So this is how we can also handle error. So as I discussed, in the dedicated worker post message, just duplicate the message in between the worker and the main thread, and when it's back and forth the message, it must be serialized and deserialized, so it will also take some time and affect some performance if we don't use the correct way of serialization. That is why I am using JSON here, JSON serialization, which is much faster than the serialization is done by the JavaScript worker API. So here I forcefully serialize this, and because of serialization, this post message won't serialize it again. So this is just an example how can we achieve concurrency in JavaScript, like other languages, Java and C# and many more languages. We can also achieve multi-threading in JavaScript, and now we can also perform some CPU intensive tasks at front end which does not affect our UI, as you have seen here that this counter is incremented while the loop is going on and iterating to the millions values. That is quite a high CPU intensive task. Now let's discuss some real-time examples of using this. So there are some examples, like we can use this worker API to perform a caching. It helps us to make an application offline first, like if the user has disconnected for some time, then your application will still run because it caches the data and the API which should be going to the backend while the user performs some actions. At that time we can push them in some event queue. When there is internet connection available, you can just hit the server and update the data in the server. It depends on the application you have designed. You can do anyway that not let the user to update the data while offline. So it depends on you. Also we can use to make a background HTTP connections, WebSocket connections, and many more. We can also have in a text editor. There it helps them, like in a spell checker, syntax highlighting, and many more use cases. The main agenda of this video is to introduce you that we can also perform multi-threading in JavaScript and spawn as much as thread in JavaScript. And there is some limitation of this worker.js, that is we can't access DOM here because it will create so many concurrency bugs, which is also harder to find. So that's a good thing that we can't access the DOM here, and we can't use the window API of the browser because it runs on the background and there is no window. And for the security reason, script must be same with the origin of this script. That is, here the origin is localhost, that is 127.0.0.1 at the port number 5500. So the origin of the both the script should be same, And if you like the content, please share the video and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned with me for more software engineering content, and later on we will discuss also backend engineering in this channel. So stay tuned with me. Thank you.